Hi there, welcome back to Books and Tea with Sarah. I'm yours truly, and today I wanted to talk about the books that I plan to read during the month of October. I still have a week left in September. I don't know how much I'm going to get to read this week. Hopefully I'm going to finish the book that I'm currently reading. I'll include that book just in case I don't finish it. So let's get started. So as you know from my video where I talked about what I was currently reading in September, I'm working my way through the Throne of Glass series. So I'm currently reading Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas, and I'm hoping to finish it by the end of this week. I'm not very far. So I don't know if I will finish it by the end of this week, in which case I will be reading part of this one during the month of October. So with that, you also know that I'm working my way through a lot of series. So I'm actually trying a new thing where I just sit down and I work my way through one series at a time. I don't start a new series until I finish the old one. So right now I'm trying to finish all the series that I currently have started. So the next one up is going to be Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin, and the book that I'm currently on is Feast for Crows. I started reading this one towards the end of August. I got about 250 pages into it, and then I wanted to catch up on Throne of Glass before the new book came out. So I put this one on hold to keep reading Throne of Glass, and I plan on getting back to this one and finishing it during the month of October, even if it's the only book I finish. That's not true. Empire of Storms will be finished first, and then this one will be finished. So I have some big books planned for the month of October, so I kind of want some books that I can have as a break. So I have a couple of graphic novels that I picked up, one I picked up from the library and one I've had on my shelf for a while. The first one is going to be Attack on Titan Volume 2. If you watched my August wrap-up, you know that I read the first one, and I wasn't sure if I was going to continue, but I went to the library today to pick up another book, and I saw this one sitting there, so I went ahead and picked it up anyway. I mean, I did enjoy the storyline. I thought it was pretty interesting. It's basically set in a future where the Earth has been taken over by Titans, and so the human race has been forced to consolidate themselves into a walled-off city, sort of. And there are several small towns in different sections, so that if the giants break through one wall, they can't break through to reach the entire population. So I'm definitely interested to see where the series goes and kind of what they figure out about the Titans and how they figure out how to beat them and things like that. So looking forward to picking this one up. And the other graphic novel that I have is actually a duology. It's The Complete Persepolis. I have not read this series at all. I know one of my sisters had to read it for school, but I never had to, and I don't know too much about it. I think it has something to do with Middle Eastern female education and just generally how they treat women. So I'm definitely very interested to pick it up. I've been a little hesitant because it's black and white art, and I'm not usually into black and white art, but I know that it's a highly important work, so it's definitely one that I need to read. So the next book that I would like to pick up, while I said that I'm not planning on starting new series, and I have to work my way through series, I am letting myself pick up standalones. So one of the books that I picked up was Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I'm part of a reading group on Goodreads called Hooked on Books, and they pick quarterly reads, and this was the adult pick for this next quarter. I've definitely been interested in picking up some V.E. Schwab. I haven't read any of her works before. This one I think is a great start. I think it's one of her first ones. It's definitely one of the first ones that I heard about that she wrote, and so I'm looking forward to it. If you don't know what this is about, it's basically about these guys who were college roommates or something, and they had this research thesis that went wrong experimentally, or they found out that experimentally they can give themselves powers, and after one guy gets out of prison several years later, he is basically on opposite sides from the other guy. They have a falling out and they're against each other now, and so it's kind of about them developing their powers and fighting each other. Definitely interested. It sounds like a very morally gray book, which I tend to enjoy. And if I have time, because it's October, I kind of want to pick up a more suspenseful read. And one of the books that's been sitting on my shelf for a while is Night Film by Marisha Pessl. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I've flipped through it a few times and it just looks so good. It's kind of multimedia, and so I'm really looking forward to picking this one up. I know that it's a little long, so I don't know if I'll actually get to it or not this month, but it's definitely one that I'm going to keep on my radar in case I do have time. So if you don't know what this book is about, it's essentially a woman is found dead and people rule it as a suicide, but this investigative journalist thinks that it's not suicide, and as he looks into it further, he finds out that she's actually the daughter of a cult horror film director who has been reclusive for the last, I think it said 30 years or something. So nobody's seen him, and so it just follows this journalist as he investigates the death of the woman and more murders happen that seem like they're tied to her death. And finally, in case I'm like a super fast reader this month, which we all know that's not gonna happen, I plan on getting to A Dance with Dragons. This might not happen, but it's at least there. I have it on my TBR. I'll have it sitting on my shelf to shame me until I actually get to it. I'm a little afraid to get to it because this is the last published book. So it's like, I'll be caught up on everything Game of Thrones related, and I won't know what to do with myself. I won't have anything like to look forward to for over a year. But yeah, definitely gonna be interesting. I don't know if I'm actually gonna like this one because I have felt while watching the TV series, I've kind of become detached from Daenerys, and I know this one focuses on Daenerys. I don't know how her character evolves in the books as much because obviously until this book we don't get too much focus on her. Just in the TV show, she becomes very righteous and it bothers me a little bit. I think most of it is just because I don't live in a society where the ability to rule is a birthright. I mean, I don't really agree with that type of a thing. That's how you get insane people ruling you, obviously, because of the Mad King. So I don't know if I'll really enjoy this book. I guess we'll find out if I get to it. If I don't get to it, it's definitely going to be on next month's TBR. So there you have it. These are all the books that I plan to get to during the month of October. Not that I plan to get to, but kind of the books that I have to choose from during the month of October, and I'm definitely looking forward to all of them. I'm really excited about them. If you've read any of these books, feel free to comment down below telling me whether you enjoyed them or not, what you liked about them. If you want to read any of these books along with me, just let me know and we can arrange something. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more bookish content from me, and until next time, I will talk to you all in the comments. Bye!